Section 6. Pell, Downer Residence, 2300 hours. Change of workers. Satin stretched aching muscles as she entered the dimly lit habitat, stripped off the mask and washed fastidiously in the cool water of the basin provided for them. Bluetooth, never far from her, day or night, followed and squatted down on her mat, rested his hand on her shoulder, his head against her. They were tired, very tired, for there had been a great load to move this day, and although the big machines did most of the work, it was Downer muscle which set the loads on the machines, and humans who did the shouting. She took his other hand and turned it palm up, mouthed the sore spots, leaned close and gave a lick to his cheek where the mask had roughed the fur. "Lucas Min," Bluetooth snarled. His eyes were fixed straight forward and his face was angry. They had worked for Lucas Min this day, some who had given the trouble down below, at the base. Satin's own hands hurt, and shoulders ached, but it was Bluetooth she worried for, with this look in his eye. It took much to stir Bluetooth to real temper. He tended to think a great deal, and while he was thinking, found no chance to be angry. But this time, she reckoned he was doing both, and when he did lose his temper, it would be bad for him, among humans, with Lucas Min about. She stroked his coarse coat and groomed him until he seemed calmer.
"Eat,"
she said.
"Come, eat."
He turned his head toward her, lipped her cheek, licked the fur straight and put his arm about her. "Come," he agreed, and they got up and walked through the metal tunnel to the big room, where there was always food ready. The young ones in charge here gave them a generous bowlful, and they retreated to a quiet corner to eat. Bluetooth managed good humor at last, with his belly full, sucked the porridge off his fingers in contentment. Another male came trailing in, got his bowl and sat down by them. Young big fellow, who grinned companionably at them, consumed one bowl of porridge and went back after a second. They liked Big Fellow, who was not too long ago from down below himself, from their own riverside, although from another camp in other hills. Others gathered when Big Fellow came back, more and more of them, a bow of warmth facing the corner they sat in. Most among them were seasonal workers, who came to the Upabove and returned to down below again, working with their hands and not knowing much of the machines. These were warm toward them. There were other hisa, beyond this gathering of friends, the permanent workers, who did not much speak to them, who sat to themselves in the far corner, who sat much and stared, as if their long sojourning among humans had made them into something other than hisa. Most were old. They knew the mystery of the machines, wandered the deep tunnels, and knew the secrets of the dark places. They always stayed apart. "Speak of Bennett," Big Fellow asked, for he, like the others who came and went, whatever the camp which had sent them on down below, had passed through the human camp, and had known Bennett Jacint. There had been great mourning in the Upabove when the news of Bennett's death had come to them.
"I speak,"
Satin said, for she, newest here, had the telling of this tale, among tales that the hisa told in this place, and she warmed quickly to the story. Every evening since their coming, the talk had not been of the small doings of the hisa, whose lives were always the same, but of the doings of the Constantines, and how Emilio and his friend Milico had made the hisa smile again, and of Bennett, who had died the hisa's friend. Of all who had come to the Upabove to tell this tale, there was none to tell it who had seen, and they made her tell it again and again.
"He went down to the mill,"
she said, when she came to that sad time in the story.
"and he tells the hisa there, 'No, no, please run. Humans will do. Humans will work, so river takes no hisa.' And he works with his own hands. Always, always Bennett man would work with his own hands. Never shout. No, loves the hisa. We gave him a name. I gave, because he gave me my human name and my good spirit. I call him, comes from bright.
There was a murmuring at this, appreciation, and not censure, although it was a spirit word for Sun himself. Hisa wrapped their arms about themselves in a shiver, as they did each time she told this.
And the hisa do not leave Bennett man, no. They work with him to save the mill. Then, old River, she is angry with humans, and with hisa, always angry, but most angry because Lucas mans make bare her banks and take her water. And we warned Bennett man, he must not trust old River, and he hears us and comes back. But we hisa, we work, so the mill will not be lost and Bennett not be sad. Old River, she come higher and takes the posts away, and we shout, quick, come back, for the hisa that work. I, Satin, I work there. I see.
She thumped her chest and touched Bluetooth, embellishing her tale.
Bluetooth and Satin, we see. We run to help the hisa. And Bennett and Goodman's his friends, all run to help them. But old River, she drinks them down. And we come too late in running. All too late. The mill breaks. And Bennett, he reaches for hisa in arms of old River. She takes him too, with mans who help. We shout, we cry, we beg old River, give Bennett back. But she takes him all the same. All he says she gives back, but she takes Bennett man and his friends. Our eyes are filled with this. He dies. He dies when he holds out arms for the hisa. His good heart makes him die. And old River, bad old River, she drinks him down. Humans find him and bury him. I set the spirit sticks above him and gave him gifts. I come here, and my friend Bluetooth comes, because it is a time. I come here on pilgrimage, where is Bennett's home.
There was murmured approval, a general swaying of the bodies which ringed them. Eyes glistened with tears. And a strange and fearful thing had happened. For some of the strange up above, he said, had moved into the back fringes of the crowd, themselves swaying and watching.
He loves,
one of them said, startling others.
He loves the hisa. So,
she agreed. A knot swelled into her throat at this admission from one of the terrible strange ones, that they listened to the burden of her heart. She felt among her pouches her spirit gifts. She brought out the bright cloth and held it in gentle fingers.
This is my spirit gift. My name he gives me.
Another swaying and a murmur of approval.
What is your name, storyteller?
She hugged her spirit gift close to her breast and stared at the strange one who had asked, drew in a great breath. Storyteller. Her skin prickled at such an honor from the strange old one.
I am Sky Caesar. Humans call me Satin.
She reached a caressing hand to Bluetooth.
I am sun shining through clouds,
Bluetooth said.
Friend of Sky Caesar.
The strange one rocked on his haunches, and by now all the strange hisa had gathered, to a muttering of awe among the others, who gave way to leave an open space between them and her.
We hear you speak of this comes from Bright, this Bennett man. Good. Good was this human, and good you gave him gifts. We make your journey welcome, and honor your pilgrimage, Sky Caesar. Your words make us warm, make warm our eyes. Long time we wait.
She rocked forward, respecting the age of the speaker and his great courtesy. There was increasing murmurs among the others.
This is the old one,
Big Fellow whispered at her shoulder.
He does not speak to us.
The old one spat, brushed his coat disdainfully.
The storyteller speaks sense. She marks a time with her journey. She walks with her eyes open, not only her hands.
Ah, the others murmured, taken aback, and Satin sat dismayed.
We praise Bennett Jacint,
The Old One said.
He makes us warm to hear these things.
Bennett man is our human, Big Fellow said staunchly. Downbelow human. He sent me here.
Loved us,
Another said, and another.
all loved him. He defended us from Lucas's,
Satin said.
and Constantine man is his friend, sends me here for my spring, for pilgrimage. We meet by Bennett's grave. I come for great sun, to see his face, to see the Upabove. But, Old One, we see only machines, no great brightness. We work hard, hard. We do not have the blossoms or the hills, my friend and I, no, but we still hope. Bennett says here is good, here is beautiful. He says great sun is near this place. We wait to see, Old One. We asked for the images of the Upabove, and no one here has seen them. They say that humans hide them away from us. But still we wait, Old One.
There was a long silence, while Old One rocked to and fro. Finally he ceased, and held up a bony hand.
Sky sees her. The things you seek are here. We visit there. The images stand in the place where humans' Old Ones meet, and we have seen them. Sun watches over this place, yes, that is true. Your Bennett man did not deceive you. But there are things here that will make your bones cold, storyteller. We do not speak these secret things. How will hisa down below understand them? How will they bear them? Their eyes do not see. But this Bennett man made warm your eyes and called you. Long we wait, long, long, and you make warm our hearts to welcome you. Tss! Up above is not what it seems. The images of the plains we remember. I have seen them. I have slept by them and dreamed dreams. But the images of up above, they are not for our dreaming. You tell us of Bennett Jacint, and we tell you, storyteller, of one of us you do not see. Lily, humans call her. Her name is Sun Smiles on her, and she is the great Old One, many more than my seasons. The images we gave humans have become human images, and near them, a human dreams in the secret places of the Upabove, in a place all bright. Great Sun comes to visit her. Never moves she, no, for the dream is good. She lies all in bright. Her eyes are warm with sun. The stars dance for her. She watches all the Upabove on her walls, perhaps watches us in this moment. She is the image which watches us. The great Old One cares for her, loves her, this Holy One. Good, good is her love, and she dreams us all the Upabove, and her face smiles forever upon great Sun. She is ours. We call her Sun her friend. Ah,
The gathering murmured, stunned at such a thing. One mated to great Sun himself.
ah,
Satin murmured with the others, hugged herself and shivering, leaned forward.
shall we see this good human?
No,
No,
said the Old One shortly.
only Lily goes there, and myself. Once I saw.
Satin sank back, profoundly disappointed.
Perhaps there is no such human.
Bluetooth said. Now Old One's ears lay back, and there was an intake of breath all about them.
"It is a time,"
said Saturn.
"and my journey. We come very far, Old One, and we cannot see the images, and we cannot see the dreamer. We have not yet found the face of Sun."
Old One's lips pursed and relaxed several times.
"You come. We show you. This night you come, next night others, if you are not afraid. We show you a place. It has no humans in it for a short time. 1 hour, human counting. I know how to reckon. You come?"
From Bluetooth, there was not a sound.
"Come,"
Saturn said, and felt his reluctance as she tugged at his arm. Others would not. There were none so daring or so trusting of the strange Old One. Old One stood up, and 2 of his company with him. Saturn did, and Bluetooth stood up more slowly. "I go too," Big Fellow said, but none of his companions came with him to join them. Old One surveyed them with a curious mockery, and motioned them to come, down the tunnels, into the further ways, tunnels where hisa could move without masks, dark places where one must climb far on thin metal, and where even hisa must bend to walk.
"He is mad,"
Bluetooth hissed finally into her ear, panting.
"and we are mad to follow this deranged Old One. They are all strange who have been here long."
Saturn said nothing, not knowing any argument but her desire. She feared, but she followed, and Bluetooth followed her. Big Fellow trailed along after all of them. They panted when they must go a long way bent or climb far. It was a mad strength that the Old One and his 2 fellows had, as if they were used to such things and knew where they were going. Or perhaps, the thought chilled her bones, it was some bizarre humor of the Old One to strand them deep in the dark ways, where they might wander and die lost. And just as she was becoming convinced of that fear, the Old One and his companions reached a stopping place and drew up their masks, indicating that they were at a place which would break into human air. Saturn swept hers up to her face, and Bluetooth and Big Fellow did so only just in time, for the door behind them closed, and the door before them opened on a bright hall, white floors and the green of growing things, and here and there scattered humans coming and going in the lonely large space. Nothing like the docks. Here was cleanliness and light, and vast dark beyond them, where Old One wished to lead them. Saturn felt Bluetooth slip his hand into hers, and Big Fellow hovered close to both of them as they followed, into a darkness even vaster than the bright place they had left, where there were no walls, only sky. Stars shifted about them, dazzling them with the motion, magical stars which changed from place to place, burning clear and more steadily than ever Downbelow saw them. Saturn let go the hand which held hers, and walked forward in awe, gazing about her. And suddenly, light blazed forth, a great burning disk spotted with dark flaring fires.
"Sun,"
Old One intoned. There was no brightness, no blue, only dark and stars, and a terrible close fire. Saturn trembled.
"There is dark,"
Bluetooth objected.
"How can there be night where sun is?" "All stars are kindred of great Sun,"
said Old One.
"This is a truth. The brightness is illusion. This is a truth. Great Sun shines in darkness, and he is large, so large we are dust. He is terrible, and his fires frighten the dark. This is truth. Sky Caesar, this is the true sky. This is your name. The stars are like great Sun, but far, far from us. This we have learned. See, the walls show us the Upabove itself, and the great ships, the outside of the docks. And there is Downbelow. We are looking on it now."
"Where is the human camp?" Big Fellow asked. "Where is Old River?"
The world is round like an egg, and some of it faces away from sun. This makes night on that side. Perhaps if you looked closely you might see Old River. I have thought so, but never the human camp. It is too small on the face of Downbelow.
Big Fellow hugged himself and shivered. But Saturn walked among the tables, walked into the clear place where great sun shone in his truth, overcoming the dark. Terrible he was, orange like fire, and filling all with his terror. She thought of the dreaming human called Sun her friend, whose eyes were forever warmed with that sight, and the hair lifted on her nape. And she stretched wide arms and turned, embracing all the sun, and his far kindred, lost in them, for she had come to the place which she had journeyed to find. She filled her eyes with the sight, as Sun looked at her, and she could never be the same again, forever.